Alright, so for today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about some stuff that I'm sure a lot of you guys know about, but also I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know about because, just to be honest, a lot of people don't always check the news. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that subscribe if you're new for more content. We're going to talk about the free 500 Chrono Crystals. I'm going to walk you guys through my selections and stuff like that, but basically, long story short, there's a free 500 Chrono Crystals up for grabs by going ahead and answering the survey questions. So we're going to do that here today in this video. So if you guys enjoy, of course, let's go ahead and move on. So thank you for your continued support of Dragon Ball Legends. We're conducting a survey on Dragon Ball Legends in order to provide you with the best gaming experience possible. We're asking players to give us your valuable feedback on the game. We would appreciate your help in improving the game by participating in the survey. Those who answer the survey will receive 500 Chrono Crystals as a present. The survey schedule is from the 22nd of the month to the 29th. So those are the days until reset, 11 p.m. Pacific time on the 29th. So you guys still have a few days as of the time of the recording to go ahead and participate in this campaign and stuff like that. So be sure to leave a thumbs up if it was helpful for you guys. You guys didn't know about this, that type of stuff. But as far as that's concerned, do know that you are not going to get your 500 crystals ASAP. You will get them whenever they are distributed. They are distributed to all players starting on the 3rd of next month. So about a week and a half, whatever. I don't know. It's not today, though. So stay tuned for that. They do mention here, when answering the survey, please enter your ID. They mention that you can find your ID via the menu status. So you go to the menu and then go to status. It'll show your ID. You can click the copy button to copy your ID. You can also see it directly from the login screen as well. But by clicking the link on the page, you will go over to the survey. So we're going to go ahead and answer the survey here, and we'll go from there. So when did you start playing Dragon Ball Legends? This one is pretty easy for most people to remember, of course. But for me, the answer is I started playing whenever the game released, basically played in the beta. Actually, you know, if you account for the beta, we're over 400 days logged in. On my account, it's over 400 days, like 410, something like that. It's been a while since the game came out, long story short. But go ahead and answer whatever is accordance with you. They do have other options like, you know, Majin Buu, or Majin Vegeta, excuse me, and Super Saiyan. So, like, they're talking about specific characters, specific banners, other big events like the movie release of Dragon Ball Super Broly, the tournament as well back in May, or the first anniversary in June. Mention what is best for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and go down to question 2. How did you find out about Dragon Ball Legends? Select all that apply. Dragon Ball Legends' official website, the social media, the TV advertisement, like a lot of these apply to a lot of people for different reasons, right? I personally never saw any commercials. The V-Jump, yeah, V-Jump is a magazine, so yes. Billboards, no. On YouTube, yes. The global tournament, which is the showdown in Las Vegas, obviously by then, so it had been basically a year by then, so no. Other offline events or other online advertising. We'll go with the online advertising and other gaming sites because when it was announced, a lot of sites and stuff like that, YouTube and all that stuff, were picking it up. So, question 3: do you check Dragon Ball Legends social media pages often? Or just in general, actually. They do mention how often you check here, though. So, for this one, I don't really think this one really needs much explainer, though. But the thing about this one is, I don't really see much of a reason to check other than occasionally, right? The real question is whether or not you follow, right? I guess, but there's not reason to check more than occasionally because it's not like they post anything other than occasionally. They don't post every day, right? So there we go. And you basically just tune in for like teasers and stuff like that and previews for characters. Is there an event that you would like to see in the future? Select all that apply. So this one's interesting because I'm sure that you guys are going to be able to be creative and fill in other with some good options. For me personally, I don't really have much I'd like to add to this. Like, for example, I'm not the most creative guy when it comes to this type of stuff. Like, this isn't really my creative atmosphere, for lack of a better phrase. But based on what they have listed here, it sounds like when they say events, they don't mean just like a regular story event. They mean kind of like more bigger things and more interactive things with the community, that type of stuff. So live streams, obviously that would be the definition of a live stream, right? Online or offline tournaments. Tournaments obviously would pertain to a lot of people. So again, more interactivity. We do have social media campaigns. I like those just generally because campaigns have opportunities to get more free stuff. Basically what that one is I'm assuming that they're going to do it just like most other games, including Dokkan and other games do, where they go ahead and do a retweet campaign or a like campaign or things like that. If we reach X number of retweets, we get all this currency and stuff like that. Currency, items, whatever. Depends on the game, right? Community events for fans, that could also be in the same bubble, but could be something a little bit different. I'm not so sure what the specifications for that one are. And then large scale staged events for the game. That one would be akin to the Las Vegas event, actually. We don't, I mean, that's cool. I don't really mind getting that, but like, that one's kind of hard to organize. It'll take a while before we see anything like that. As far as other events, I would like to see. Okay, so something new, right? They don't really ask for your opinion in the survey too much as far as like pre-existing stuff, but something new. Um, yeah, on the spot, I'm not the most creative guy with that type of stuff. I don't know personally. Let me know what you guys would put for other as far as, and don't give me the cheeky, oh, better rates, oh, this and that, like the stuff that obviously more crystals, like that type of stuff. Sure, this box in this subject, this question doesn't even pertain to that. I imagine if you answer this question with those types of replies, in fact, they're just going to ignore it because it doesn't really have anything to do with this. But let me know, in all seriousness, what you would put for other, what you guys would think. As far as events go, ways to interact with the community more, things of that nature. So question 5, please rate the language in the game from 1 to 10. Very satisfied or dissatisfied, 1 or 10. So voiceovers, I'm going to just stick to the native language, which would be English. I personally was, and this is, okay, don't get mad at me. This is just my opinion, right? You can obviously feel differently. I always feel this way about most Dragon Ball games and most anime games in general, right? You can also extend this bubble to other games too, but I mainly play anime-based games. I feel like generally, even if they have the same dub cast, right? Oh, okay, forgive me for that. I don't know what's going on. Even if they have the same dub cast as the show, why are you doing that? What the heck? Why are you doing that? Are you done? In most cases, long story short, I don't feel like they put in their all. I think it's kind of half-assed because it's a game, which I can understand from the actor perspective, but I just don't like, in most cases, how they sound. So I'm going to go just flat out in the middle. And part of the reason why I play in Japanese, though, is because I can't tell if they're going, all out or half-assing it because it's not my native language. And when it comes to native language, there are little things like you can hear the nuances in a phrase and a sentence and stuff like that. You can tell somebody's intention on saying this a certain way. Like, I can hear a little bit of that in other languages, but I can't really tell if, they're kind of BSing it, right? So the overall translation's pretty good. In most cases, it's pretty good. Sometimes it's broken English. Naturalness, kind of the same thing. Sometimes it feels kind of clunky when they try to make jokes and stuff in the story a little bit. I don't know. It feels kind of clunky, but it's not bad. It's just kind of, like, again, kind of broken English, kind of, some people wouldn't understand type of stuff. Kind of forced, right? Accuracy, kind of the same thing, but I don't really know what the source material is other than the Japanese version of the game, which is on the same wavelength, so it doesn't really matter much. Story is easy and menu is easy. I'll go 10 and I'll go 8. The reason I go 8 is because the menu in general is easy to understand, but I will say there are times where the game doesn't tell you enough information about something specific, and even if you go to the help section, it's pretty bare bones. Like, that's what I will say about the menu stuff. This is why I have to do guide videos and stuff like that on some of that stuff in there, because that's just how it is. Have you played any of the following games in the past month? Dragon Ball games? Cool. Dokkan Battle, yes, I play that every day. Buchigiri Match, yes, I play that every day. Fighters, I haven't played in a while. I would like to get into it again. Xenoverse 2, bleh, not really my cup of tea anymore. Well, it was when it came out 3 years ago. World Mission, yeah, I love World Mission. The other 3 at the bottom are actually Japan exclusive. So Ultimate Mission X is the Dragon Ball Heroes game for the DS that came out a few years back. We also had Heroes, the arcade game, which obviously still gets updated. That is their most prevalent version of Heroes, not even the Switch version. We had Zenkai Battle. You might be able to look up some videos on Zenkai Battle Royale. It's kind of similar to, like, got a similar playstyle to like Battle of Z and see, when you say Battle of Z, it has a negative connotation because people hate that game, even though I enjoyed it to a degree. But the playstyle, like even Kakarot, because I can say the same thing about Kakarot having a similar playstyle, just as far as the layout is concerned, battle-wise, right? With the open atmosphere and stuff like that. Xenoverse, a little bit, not as much. But anyways, you can check it out. Do you play any other mobile games? We can't be here all day, so I'll put a few. I'll just put One Piece Bounty Rush, sure. I'm on my wife's phone and answering the survey on her account. It's actually kind of throwing me off because it feels kind of weird. Like, she has stuff like Vibrate on Press that I don't have. Bounty Rush, I'll go Memoria Freeze. I'll go Buchigiri, and that's pretty much it. I mean, like, they know about most of these games, obviously, especially the Dragon Ball ones. What's your favorite Dragon Ball series? I'll go base Dragon Ball. The reason why is because I love base Dragon Ball. It's kind of slow, but in my opinion, I enjoy it. It's kind of slow, and I enjoy the martial arts aspect and things like that. What social media websites and apps do you use regularly? I'll just go Twitter and YouTube. That's pretty much it. Yeah, Twitter, YouTube. What is your occupation? I'm self-employed. YouTube full-time. Have you ever made in-app purchases? Yes. I don't know the exact number, but it's probably higher than the max. The reason why is because if I go into this very briefly, it's like, oh, imagine spending $5,000 on a mobile game. There's always those people like that, right? I can't really do anything about that. But if you think about it, if I go through this quickly, some of the videos, 7,000, 8,000 crystals, sale or not, makes a huge difference. But they're generally $150 videos, $200 videos generally. Then you mentioned some people do it multiple times. Then you also mentioned some people, including myself, do off-camera summons. Like, that stuff isn't cheap. And then there are times where you play multiple games. A lot of us YouTubers play at least a couple of games in between the Dragon Ball games. But a couple other things from the YouTube perspective is each of those videos generally makes at least twice as much as we put into it. So it's always a profit, right? At least if you get to a certain size, that is. And not smaller channels. They're losing out on a lot more. But pretty much that's it. Sometimes they make 2, 3, 4, 5 times. They can get pretty. And I just mentioned how much we spend on those videos, so you can kind of put the math together. And it wouldn't be hard to understand that a lot of us make 6 figures plus a year. I'm just going to put that out there just by doing YouTube. So that's a very profitable thing. And the last thing I will say is this is a work expense. If it is you're self-employed, if it's your job, these are all tax write-offs. So really, I'm not spending much of anything. But that's just kind of how it works. You keep the cycle going, man. You spend money to make money. I'm not afraid to put out there that I've spent thousands on these games because they've made me multiple times of thousands back. So whatever. To each their own. But again, I understand from the perspective of working a different type of job and not having the ability to do that, or simply looking at it like, oh, wow, I can put that much money towards X, Y, and Z because X, Y, and Z. But understand, my job. It's my job to spend money to make money back. As long as I can, again, make a profit, I'm cool. I can take care of my family. All these guys can do the same thing. Select your age. I'm 25. Cool. Select your gender. I am male. Player ID. I'd have to go back and get that, but that's pretty much it. That one kind of like, this one's kind of a little apprehensive. Question 11. I feel like I needed to explain that one because when it comes to YouTube, it's so easy to think that it's not something that's profitable from the perspective of just watching videos. Like, how can you make money off of that, right? I also feel like it's needed to explain because people ask all the time, like, do you do this full time? Like, how do you guys have so much money? How do you guys have so much free time? How do you have this and that? We spend thousands of dollars a year on these games. Like, I'll even tell you guys this. A few years back, I went back and I tallied all this stuff because, again, it is a tax write-off, right? I tallied all this stuff and I was like, wow, that's $18,000. And at that time, I was only playing a few games. I was just like, whoa. But then I was like, wait, it's really not that bad because X, Y, and Z. And it's like, it's a lot. And it's hard to understand why you would spend a lot on games. The easiest thing I can say is, regardless of what you can put it towards, especially if you don't need to put it towards that stuff or you're in a different situation like I am, I can take care of my family. I save money. I do everything. We have everything we need. Again, it's not like I'm losing, right? I'm not like in a position where I have to do that. But it's really interesting because it's gaming, right? It always has this weird connotation. So I didn't know that question was here. I wasn't really expecting it. And it always can be perceived. That's why I did the whole imagine spending this and that because that's always kind of like for people that don't understand, right? Oh yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you guys do answer this and get your free crystals because even if you spend a lot like me, you want your crystals back. You want them free crystals. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button if you guys enjoy the content as well, and I'll catch all of you guys in the next one.